Hi everyone, hope you're doing well and welcome back to the channel. So as you can see from the title, we've got two different pieces of information to discuss in today's video. One of those is a bit more of an update on the current filming situation out in Morocco, which the Wheel of Time is currently undertaking. But first, what I want to do is I want to discuss some more kind of cast speculations, in particular these 4 new cast members, which of course have been found as usual by whatseries.com. So let us jump right in and get into this speculation on these 4 new cast members. So as can be seen in the article, we have Rhaegar Ragnars, Aalyah Smart, Jay Duffy and Zelia Mendes-Jones. Now, the roles they will be exactly playing is still an unknown, but what we can do is go over each of their individual credits for what they have, filmed up to this point in time, so we can kind of get a little bit of an understanding of what kind of roles they've been involved in thus far, and then maybe we can have a very brief moment of speculation of what people have been thinking out on the Twitter of time and whatnot regarding who they might be playing. So let's start off with Rhaegar Ragnars. She is an actor, a singer and a 2-time Olympic swimmer for her home country of Iceland. Standing at 6'2". Wow, she's very tall. My height. This actress is probably best known for her role of Gunhild on the show Vikings, but she also recently starred in the Norwegian film Disconnected, as well as in a short film that she wrote. Her next project was set to be a very big one, which I believe would be alluding to the Wheel of Time. Aalyah Smart is an Irish actor who has appeared as a series regular on Killing Eve and Smoother. She recently wrapped production on feature film Cocaine Bear in October of 2021, and since then has been filming a series regular role according to her CV. We believe that both Ragnars and Smart may have been spotted in Croisette, where the rest of the Wheel of Time cast is currently filming. Given that there are a number of productions filming out in the area, currently it is possible that these 2 particular actors are involved in other projects out there. So that is those 2 actors. Moving on to the final 2, we have Jay Duffy, who's an Irish actor and has worked on Hollyoaks, Vikings and Derry Girls. 2 of those I know. One I've watched, the other 2 I haven't. He is a son of Irish singer and actor Keith Duffy, who recently revealed in an interview that Jay is poised to make it big in Hollywood after landing a dream role on the biggest streaming show in the world. While it's possible this is referring to a different show, the Wheel of Time Season 1 did debut at the top of Nielsen's rankings and was indeed the #1 streaming show in the world from October the 19th to the 27th. And then finally, Zelia Mendes-Jones is a model and actor who is relatively new to their acting career. A former Cambridge student and an alumni of the Identity School of Acting, Mendes-Jones finished filming the movie Havoc for Netflix in 2021 and is currently working on an unspecified Prime Video series. She was spotted out in Prague earlier this year with other members of the Wheel of Time cast. So there we have it. Those are the 4 cast members. And just for one final word on these all, What Series, as of course have said, while we want to emphasize this is all speculation on their behalf, and it's particularly with Duffy and Mendes-Jones may not actually be involved with the Wheel of Time, and they have not received a response when reaching out to their respective agencies. So as I mentioned before, of course, I haven't personally been keeping up with Twitter or anything to do with Wheel of Time recently, but I've seen some people mention the role of Avienda could be one particular actress here, and I can see why they would think that, and yes, there is a fit there I could see. I've also heard the likes of Birgit being mentioned to be introduced in the 2nd season, although where that particular kind of course of speculation has come from, I really don't know, but I'll be really interested to know what you guys make of these 4 new cast members potentially joining the show. Who could you envisage my god, that's a difficult word. Who could you envisage them playing in the show? I got there in the end. I'll be interested to know all your thoughts on it. Right, as I did mention, there is an update on filming out in Morocco, so let us jump back to that. So, for those of you unaware, they are filming out in Morocco, and I spoke about this in a video back towards the end or middle of last year. I'll leave a link to that video in the description down below if you want to check that out. But let's get on with this update. So they've been filming there for more than a month now, as was last reported. And according to an Instagram post this past weekend from director and executive producer Sana Hari, they are approaching the last push of filming. While much of what they've been filming in Morocco remains a secret, what series have some updates that may help us all, speculate as to what some of the filming may or may not entailed. So, just a time frame of how long they've been filming and how long is left to go. So, they've been filming over in Morocco for the past 2 months with a further month left to go. So, this is a huge chunk of time and filming for a season to undertake in this, show. And I believe, from what I can remember off the top of my head, they were filming at least episodes 7 and 8 out in Morocco. That's the kind of show, that's the kind of point in the show that we're now at in terms of filming. Of course, we've also known it's quite a huge, massive undertaking, particularly when you factor into it the amount of people involved every day on this, these couple of sets that we're going to be talking about momentarily. The numbers we're talking about here is 1,000 people, so that is a huge number. And that, of course, includes the actors, everyone behind the scenes working on the show, the camera and crew and whatnot. And on top of that, they've got dialect coaches, stuntmen, and 260 cases of camera equipment from Prague. So yeah, that is a huge amount of, personnel and filming equipment, and not to mention the extras and local horse riders from the area. So as far as filming locations go, news site Lee 360 had previously reported that filming in Morocco would take place in CLA Studios in Ouarzazate, as well as other outdoor locations before moving on to Marrakesh and Dakar. So full details of filming are still unknown, but what series have been able to identify 2 specific filming locations out in Ouarzazate. One of those is the Flint Oasis, and secondly the Jerusalem set on the CLS Studios. So it appears as well that both of these locations had some sort of night shoots as well included in it. So first, Flint Oasis is an oasis obviously located about 12 kilometers south of Ouarzazate. It's in a lush area hidden behind 2 hills. Filming at this location took place over multiple days. Extras and horses were spotted on set, as well as what appears to be some sort of seat or throne atop a dais. As for the Jerusalem set in CLA Studios, this was created for the movie Kingdom of Heaven. It's located a few kilometers away from the actual studios itself and was built over an area of 5 hectares. So that is a huge set in itself, which is obviously very impressive, with 5 courtyards and 30 hectares of open land surrounding it as well, which they state is obviously quite ideal for battle scenes. Now, a little bit of further information around this particular set can be gathered from John over on WhatsApp, where he's reported that banners were seen out on these sets and they were kind of decorated with this kind of white tree over a light blue background, which is of course similar to banners for Tarabon and of course the former nation of Almoth, both of which feature a tree. So additionally, John reported that Saunchen characters were spotted on set, Given these two pieces of information, it appears that the Jerusalem set is being used for the city of Falme, which is of course located on the Almouth Plain. So yeah, with all these pieces of information, it's quite interesting, and we can start to gather a kind of understanding of what they are filming out in these particular locations. And that is particularly true of that second set, the much larger set out near the CLA studios. And I would say from everything we've seen, it is most likely going to be the location of Falme. And as we know in the books, quite a large portion and chunk is, kind of based in and around that. And we have that huge final battle at the end of the Great Hunt there as well. So I think we're most likely going to be seeing quite a lot of Falme, throughout the second season, quite obviously. And I think with them spending a great span and length of time over these coming past 2 months and this third and final month, there's no doubt going to be filming of that great battle scene that we see at the end of the second book. So I think that is quite an obvious assumption to make based on all the information we have, thanks to John. So yeah, that's really interesting to see. And I want to see also just how they're going to undertake what occurs during that battle of Falme with Rand and the Dark One out kind of above Falme itself, and everyone having a huge viewing of it all for them to kind of then carry on the story and kind of, the hearsay and rumours that then go and spread across the land as a result of that. Because of course, with them both being up in the sky and fighting, that covers a huge amount of ground. So it's going to be interesting to see how they tackle that, if they tackle it in any way, shape or form, quite how it is kind of written on the pages in that Great Hunt final kind of chapters regarding the fight. It's going to be really interesting. And of course, aside from all that, there is a large portion of events that happen in Falme. Away from that, we have the battle inside, kind of the place where the Sauntian take kind of hold of, and they're kind of living there while they're occupying Falme, where Rand has that huge battle with I believe it was against High Lord Turok, who mentions while in combat with him, he's very young to be a blade master, but he can see quite clearly from his skills with his sword that he is one. And so he takes that fight very seriously. And of course, there are many other scenes that happen there, particularly with Padan Fain. He shows up there. We know Egwene gets captured, as well as Nynaeve and Elaine. And so there's going to be a lot going on within this filming portion over these 3 months. So I think a lot of what would be going on within this filming would of course be that. But as we all know, huge and major changes can take place when adapting books to shows. So I wouldn't be surprised if there is of course major and small changes for this second season. But yeah, all in all, really interesting. Anyway guys, that is the end of the video. I hope you've all enjoyed it. If you have, please leave a like and a thumbs up on the video. Greatly helps it. And of course, once again, thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you all in another Wheel of Time video.